teachers around South Africa to implement the new coding and robotics curriculum in a way that is accessible to all schools. So obviously one of the great things about this new curriculum, especially for grade R to 3, is that the entire thing is offline. So whether you have low resources, no resources, lots of resources, everyone should be able to implement this new curriculum. Now, at Tangible Africa, we've been doing this for a long time. Oh, I'm supposed to introduce myself first. Okay, so my name is Kelly Bush, and I'm a teacher at Hudson Park Primary School in East London. I've been teaching for over 12 years, which is like medium of the line in terms of experience. But I've been teaching computers specifically for the last 10 years, and I've taught all the way from grade R to grade 7. And I really love what I do. I love teaching computers because I love problem solving, and I love that it's constantly changing, and I love that it's one of those topics where actually the kids know a lot more than you do. So it's one of those topics where you can bring learners' experiences really into your teaching because they know so much about this topic, and they've got lots of experience and lots of opinions, especially the older learners. But I really love teaching this subject. I work for Tangible Africa in the curriculum development side. So I'm not the face of Tangible Africa like Jackson is, but I work behind the scenes to just make sure that we're giving out good teaching material and teaching material that can be implemented in a wide range of classrooms. Because obviously that's our goal at Tangible Africa, is to make sure that teaching topics like coding and robotics are accessible to everyone. So a lot of the overseas curriculums are obviously built for their needs and their situations. And so our idea was to build something for the South African situation for all the learners that we have. So making it relevant to our learners and ensuring that it can be implemented in the classrooms. We've got our apps that we're developing. We started off with tanks and boats. If some of you were around at the beginning, you would know tanks. That's what I originally got started with. But that has been changed to Rangers, which has a much better focus on it. And we're developing all sorts of apps and games going forward. And I know a lot of you have participated in our coding tournaments, which is really great. So yes, I work more behind the scenes working on the lesson plans. So at Tangible Africa, we really feel that technology should be available to everyone, that regardless of your access to resources, that you can teach your learners the important skills that they need to be successful in the field of coding and robotics. So it's not necessarily coding a computer or learning the coding languages or building robots, but it's more about the soft skills behind it. So teaching them computational thinking, you know, algorithms, patterns, I've gotten hit a blank on the other one, abstraction, and did I say pattern recognition? Yeah, so the computational thinking areas, as well as collaborating, thinking logically about things, thinking critically about things, analyzing the world around them. And we're hoping that through this process, we can create problem solvers in South Africa, because that's actually what we need. We've got a lot of problems and problems that need solving, and we need to build this community of problem solvers, which I really think that this new curriculum helps out with. So the new curriculum is very much focused on those sort of thinking skills. And you can see right in the beginning of the curriculum statement, it talks a lot about computational thinking, about design thinking. So about a lot of the processes behind the curriculum that we're sort of trying to build up in our learners. At Tangible Africa, we have got 4 key areas of focus. So we developed our 4 key areas of focus long before they developed the South African coding and robotics curriculum. So we've got algorithms and coding, which fits a lot into the curriculum. We've got design thinking and problem solving, which again links up a lot with the curriculum's focus on design thinking and that sort of design thinking process that they follow along. We've got digital citizenship, which links up with the digital skills area of the curriculum. And we've got computational thinking, which again links up with the curriculum in terms of the coding and robotics and developing that computational thinking among learners. So we're very proud of our 4 areas, and these feed into 4 different curriculum guides. So each guide for foundation phase and senior phase is 10 lessons. Now, what we've done is, so I just wanted to mention that these lessons are tried and tested. Okay, I have tested them out myself with my classes. Even though I'm lucky enough to be in a school that has access to resources, I really believe in the value of teaching these things in a concrete and semi-concrete way before you move completely to the abstract coding. So I do a lot of offline coding with my kids, even though they have computers, even though they have Chromebooks, I still spend a lot of time because I really feel like it builds those connections in their brains that they can connect up what they're learning in a concrete way to then what they learn about in the code in an abstract way. So I've tested out all these lessons, and I've been testing out a lot of the new lessons that we're releasing for this curriculum. Okay, so now I want to go into the tangible teacher support. So what we've done is, let me just see, can you see that? Yes, okay. So what we did was, once the curriculum was released, we really looked at our 4 areas and our 4 sets of lessons, and we started mapping them to the curriculum. So we've taken the coding and robotics skills and the details from there, and we've linked it up to tangible lessons, and we've given you some ideas for other resources that you can use to build on that, especially for the grade 4 to 7 curriculum, where the focus is moving from offline only to a combination of offline lessons and using technology tools, which I know not all schools have available to them. So our tangible lessons are all offline lessons. You don't need a computer to teach any of the tangible lessons. And we have created different levels of resources. So we've given you, there are digital resources. So for example, if you have a projector in your classroom, you can project the poster onto the board. But we have also given you ideas of, if you don't have a projector, if you don't have a computer, you know, these are the things that you can do. You can still do the same lessons, you can still do the same things, but you can build the resources yourself with a chalkboard or scrap pieces of paper. There's a lot of activities that involve newspaper. So we're trying to use the resources that most teachers have available to them and make something that you can use regardless of your access to resources. So for example, in my classroom, because my kids have Chromebooks and I want them to be using their Chromebooks, I sometimes adapt some of the resources and I create an online version, let's say on Google Slides or on one of the quiz apps, and I've created a digital version of what they're doing so that I'm teaching it to them in an offline way and then moving over to that abstract. So these are our, this is our mapping that we've done over here. And then there's grade 4 and grade 5 and grade 6 over there. And then what we've done is we've given you these planners. So this is, we've taken all that mapping and we've divided it into weeks. So these coding and robotics planners are available on the tangible support chatbot, which I'll talk about now. I'm super excited about that. But these plans are available that you can sort of see, because I know obviously now towards the beginning of the year, it's nice to plan out your term and what you're doing. And it's got 10 weeks worth of lessons that are planned out in their week. So there you can see the weeks that they're teaching in. You can see the area in the coding and robotics curriculum. You can see what the specific outcome is, as well as its details. Okay, so these details come from the curriculum. Then you can see the tangible lesson that it links to, as well as other resources that you can use to extend learners or to extend your lesson. So we've done that for grade 4, grade 5, grade 6. And the lady who's doing our foundation phase lessons, she's also done it for the grade R1 and 2. So their one over there, she's just shown you exactly which of the outcomes that they're teaching in all of the weeks over there. So you should be able to find these on the Tangible bot as well. Then we've developed the lessons. So some of you will have received the sample lessons. So this is grade 4, term 1. And this is just a sample of what the lessons are going to look like so that you can sort of get a good understanding of it. A lot of these lessons are taken from our 4 curriculum documents that we already have, so our 4 areas, but they have been slotted into where they fit in the curriculum. But we've also got new lessons that we've developed according to new outcomes in the coding and robotics curriculum. For example, we didn't really have a lot on robotics, but we've added to that area, and we've given you some new lessons to do. So you can see all of the documents start off with where it fits in the curriculum. And then it goes on to the lesson where it gives you the objectives and the resources and gives you an idea of what you can do. All the lessons, I'm sure a lot of you will have experience with this already, they have live links over here. So I was trying to find a way to help learners connect what they were learning about coding to real life situation. And then they've got extensions over there. Same with the foundation phase lessons. So you can see over here, there's the foundation phase lesson 1 for grade 3. So it's got the objectives over here, the resources, the coding and robotics outcomes over there, and then it's got the information that you need, what you need to do over there for the lesson. Okay, and it includes like resources like worksheets at the back of it. So yeah, this is what we've already shared with people. And I just want to show you where's the chat? So we're very excited. This week we launched our WhatsApp chatbot. Okay, over here. So many of you would have got the link to this already. You can, if you tap menu, it will open up the main menu if you're not already in a stream of information, and you will be able to access all of the lesson plans. So you'll be able to access the library of foundation phase lesson plans and planners through there. So there I can say foundation phase. And then I can have a look at the lessons. So there we go. So hopefully this will help you to navigate. And what our plan is for next year is to use this chatbot to send out our lessons and to gather feedback. Because obviously a big part of this is, yes, I'm developing these lessons, but I haven't taught them in all classes and all contexts. So it's great to get feedback from you, the teachers, who are the most important part of this process. So what we'll be doing next year is we will be sending out the lesson the week before. So we'll send lesson 1 the week before school starts, and we'll send out lesson 2 in week 1, and on Monday of week 1, and lesson 3 on the Monday of week 2 so far. So you're going to get a week in advance. And then on the Friday of that week, we'll ask you feedback from the lesson. So at the end of week 1, we'll ask you for feedback from week 1. At the end of week 2, we'll ask you for feedback from week 2. So just like, did you have time to teach the lesson? Because we know how teachers' lives get. Did you have time to teach the lesson? What did you enjoy about the lesson? What did you find challenging about the lesson? And just to share that feedback with us. And our plan is that the more feedback you share, the more chance you will get to receive more resources from Tangible in terms of like the coding tokens and coding tournaments and resources over there. So it's just a way for us to get some back and forth because it's great sending these lessons out, but actually, you know, we want to know, I really believe in that growth mindset and, you know, getting feedback, the design thinking process, okay, that we go through. So getting feedback and including that feedback in next year's sort of plans to make sure that we're reaching the widest audience that we can. Okay, so Prof has not joined us yet. But I'm just going to go and see in chat if there's any questions. Yes, we'll send out, I hope it's being recorded, but we'll send out the information to the other teachers. Oh, the recording will be shared. Okay, great. If you have any questions, please will you raise your hand and then I will ask you to unmute and then we can answer any questions while we just wait for Prof to join in. Any questions or comments? If there's something about the lesson plans or the implementation that you want to query or know. Always feels weird waiting on the side to see if there's anybody that wants to know something.
Kelly, I've joined.
Oh, hey.
I've just arrived. I'm just going to get my PowerPoint going, but so give me a minute or so.
Okay, a minute or so. Okay, those of you that are interested in the chatbot, I will put the link here in the group chat. I just need to find it. So while Prof is presenting, then I will put the link in the group chat. And then it should automatically come up with the word new, and then you just reply with the word new, and then it will start you, if you have not registered yet, it will start the registration process for new teachers. And then once you're registered on our system, so it allows you to register for multiple grades, depending on which grades you teach. And then once you've registered, then you will receive the information. So when we send out the lesson plans and when we send out the feedback, you will receive it on the WhatsApp chatbot. So the WhatsApp chatbot is going to be like our main form of communication going forward, because we just feel like it's the most accessible avenue. But we will also be sharing the lessons on email for those of you who want to. For example, it's easier to print it out sometimes on email. Okay, Prof. Over to you. We can see your screen.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Unfortunately, sorry that I was late, but my colleague got his PhD at the Sports Center, and I had to wait until he got his PhD. But thanks for waiting for the few minutes. I trust you've had a productive time with Kelly. I just want to quickly go through, I'll try not to be long, through just the background to this project. I'm aware that some of you might not have worked with Tangible before. So if you will forgive me, I'm just going to try and give you some context quickly. So Tangible Africa is a project that was birthed at Nelson Mandela University. That's a beautiful photo from our campus. With a project developed by an honors student, Byron Patterson, who's now a senior program engineer with AWS in Dublin. And the focus for us is experiential learning. And I think the lessons that you guys will be doing with us next year falls very much into experiential problem solving. So when the project started, and this is the focus of the lesson, so that's why I want us to understand the background. We said we want to educate learners, introduce them to coding concepts, programming, using no electricity, no internet, no computer labs. Our policy has always been, up till today, no budget or low budget. And at this stage, these lessons are at no budget. We want to make it low barrier of teachers. So I think if you've looked at your lessons, hopefully you'll see that you should feel empowered to present them, whether you have any coding background or not. Fun is important for us. So please, when you do this in class, don't make it a serious exercise. We don't have a curriculum yet, so you can introduce some fun with it. And then quality. And I think the quality in this project is directly related to the CAPS curriculum. So we coding and robotics curriculum, we try to be aligned directly. what you will see if you go through this and through our online module, our focus is on demystifying the concept of coding. So I hope that by the second week next term, you will be demystified, and also demystified around the curriculum. We want to take away the fear of the curriculum, because we really believe that it's a good curriculum that anyone can implement. And then at some stage, for those of you who persevere and who participate, we hope to start sending out physical material. For the grade 4s upwards, it will be physical tokens to interact with our mobile apps, and the foundation phase will also get some material. So the InterCEN for the senior phases, our games are mainly on phones, where you need to move an object around on a grid. You pack out the code using puzzle pieces, take a photo of it, and it integrates in the phone and executes. I just wanted to quickly show you a clip from when we were in Washington earlier this year. This is at the AWS Skills Center in Washington, where you can see that this is about 17-year-olds interacting with our game, and it was a great hit for them. They were playing in groups. We were using our new game called Speed Stars, which is linked to the Grand Prix racing theme. And you also now have Code Cup, which is soccer. And this is our tangible chess. And we should at some stage introduce all of you to this, because this is really an exciting game to play. Okay, so the objectives in our games is always obviously introducing coding concepts. We believe in scaffolding, so we really try to not intimidate any teacher or learner. So I always say we trained some teachers in 2021. I've never seen them since, but they're still running with coding in their schools. Please, we emphasize group work. Do not do anything outside of a group. And then problem solving. For us, that's the core. And I keep on getting back to this. We're doing these lessons next semester because we're preparing for the curriculum, because we want coding to be done in our schools. But the main focus, especially at primary school, is to learn our kids how to solve problems. And those are the computational thinking problems, which you all probably have heard of before. And as you work through the lessons, decomposition, pattern recognition, algorithm design, abstraction will be introduced, because it's a core part of the curriculum. And if you don't understand it now, you will start seeing it very clearly as we carry on. Okay, just quickly on Tangible Africa. I think by now we've probably reached 200,000 learners across 4 continents, and you'll see some of the countries where we are. Our engagement manager, Jackson, just made a pitch or presentation in Seoul 3 hours ago. And we're very proud of what he's doing in South Korea these 2 weeks with us. We were also in the United States. Next year, visits are lined up for Paris, Milan, Spain, Uruguay, the UK, maybe Ireland again. And this is something we would want you all to be part of by July, our tournaments, our Coding for Mandela tournament and month. Whether you grade R kids or up to grade 7, your learners will be able to be part of this huge movement. Last year we reached 32,000 learners. No, this year, the year's not passed yet. We've now been on 4 continents since July with our World Cup that happened last week. Next year, our target is 100,000 learners, and I'm sure we can reach that. Just for those who are interested, the World Cup winners this year was from Bosnia and Herzegovina. So we had 50 teams from 4 continents participating last Thursday. My comments on the curriculum. I have huge respect for those who developed it as real educationists. And maybe just condolences, Keith Gibson, who also gave inputs to this curriculum and has been working on curricula for the past 20 years. As a legend, unfortunately passed away last week. But he was, I'm always thinking he was so happy when he saw these curriculum, because he's a real educationist, and he was very grateful about the content of these curriculum. There's much more focus on problem solving, less on technology. And I really support this. Some of you might be slightly disappointed, but first of all, the fact that there's less technology makes it easier for more school to present it. but it also provides the opportunity to teach problem solving rather than technology. In the foundation phase, you probably all know by now, it's all unplugged, so every school can present it. The little victory that I think we had in senior phase was the fact that they can use block coding, Scratch, and they don't need to use conventional coding like Java or Python. I think all of these things makes the curriculum more accessible to teachers as well as to learners, to the big footprint of learners. I always say when learners come to us after matric, we don't want them to be software developers. We don't really care. We want them to be problem solvers, and then we can teach them how to develop software. So your emphasis, especially at primary school, must be problem solving. That's your task for every child in your class. The current concerns, and this is probably what you all know already, the uncertainty of the curriculum, budget cuts in some provinces where you're going to have even more kids in the class. So people are very negative. They don't know where they're going to find the time to do it. And I've picked up that some schools simply say they don't want to do anything. Now, I know that the fact that you guys are part of this meeting now say that you want to start, and I really want to acknowledge that. Most of what I'm saying here was published in an opinion piece in the Daily Maverick early of October. So why start? And this is a teacher gave me this, and just look at the words: dynamic, engaging, fun, games, activities, discussions, tackling problems. And I think it's very important that this forms part of whatever you do, whether it's from grade R to grade 7, using our lessons. Equipping learners to approach real-world challenges more effectively. So coding is not just about problem solving in the classroom. It gives learners, all your learners, a skill to cope better in society. And I hope this video is going to work. This was a learner close to Mthatha. They weren't prepared. Someone from the education department said to them, "Why do you enjoy the unplugged coding that we teach you?" And this is what she answered. I hope it works.
It made me think, like, it makes you imagine things. It makes you think before you even do something or before you even say something. You first have to think, okay, I'm in this situation and how should I navigate? Oh, I've been playing a level in Rangers and I'm noticing, oh, this is how I'm supposed to move. And that's it. It just helps you generally in decision making, not just in school, but also outside, because you get to see a pattern between everything that is happening. So, okay, right now to start with this, I have to move like this in a correct sequence so that whenever I make a decisions are correlated into what I want. And that right there won't only help me in school only, but even outside school. So that is why I see coding as an important tool, even to everyone. Because imagine if a 5-year-old understands this, or a 7-year-old understands this, then he or she will navigate the world knowing that this is a sequence, I have to do this. This is how I can make things a lot shorter. So.
Excellent summary, I think, of why anyone should start with coding, even if there's no curriculum. And then the obvious one, start early while there's no curriculum over your head for something that's going to happen anyway. And that's for me very important. So while there's no curriculum, there's no formal assessments. You don't need to follow the curriculum strictly, although our lessons will be aligned to the curriculum. There's really no pressure. You need to find 30 minutes a week to do it, make it fun. And you and your learners are being introduced to the curriculum. This is very important in my world, but you also need to be aware of this. Many people say that because of AI and ChatGPT, we're not going to need software developers in the future. And it's becoming more and more evident that ChatGPT are not going to replace developers. It's making them slightly more productive. But this guy from Google said 3 weeks ago that it's still important for learners and kids to learn how to code. So where do you start? And this is where this is our philosophy. And forgive me if your school thinks differently. This is our philosophy, and I strongly believe in it. Do not start in a lab. Do not start with very expensive equipment and lab computers and robots, etc. If you can afford it and it doesn't make a dent on your budget, go for it. But even then, do not start in a lab. Choose a curriculum or devices that is low barrier of entry for your teachers. Do not be intimidated, because if you're going to be intimidated, it's not going to work. And I've said this over and over, make it fun and interactive. For them, this is the mantra which we are trying to do in our lessons as well. Then obviously look at the curricular documents. Now for our lessons, we're going to introduce you to them weekly. So that shouldn't be a problem, but don't be scared. If you're somewhere now over Christmas, feel bored, just open the document and read it. Thank you. That's that part. And then just the teacher support program. Apologies if I duplicate what Kelly said. I couldn't listen. I was rushing from the sports center. So important things here. For us, it's about no cost. And if you haven't registered yet, you can use that QR code, although Kelly will probably give the link to the chatbot. It's aligned with the curriculum, you know that. Weekly lessons, no prior coding needed. I just want to say something about the CPTD points. The only place where you can earn points with us legally, because I've been contacted by SACE, there's a misunderstanding, is we have an online module that we refer to in the email, which has been SACE accredited. If you go and do that module, we've got a person in the office that moderates your answers. You get a certificate, and then you can submit that certificate to SACE for points. So you don't get points for attending these meetings or do the lessons. They have not been accredited. As I said, we really hope that for those teachers that persevere and participate the whole first term, we want to start sending physical material. And then from next term, we're going to have a 5,000 Rand lucky draw. This will be to everyone that's active on the chatbot. So you'll be giving feedback on the chatbot every week. And from that feedback, everyone that gave feedback will get, there will be a lucky draw for 5,000 Rand. Okay, by now you've seen the lessons, so I don't need to go through them. Kelly has looked at them. So how do we add value compared to other service providers? Obviously, we know budget for you at this stage. And later, maybe it could become low budget if you really want to extend. 5 qualified teachers worked on the lessons, and we got our lessons this morning for early childhood development, 4 years and 5-year-olds. We still need to think how we can incorporate them. So adding that, we've got 6 qualified teachers with probably about 100 years of experience that worked on these lessons. They know what works in the classroom. Our Coding for Mandela tournaments, which has now become a global movement. So your learners will be part of a bigger thing, a bigger event in the country, on the continent, and in the world. Last week we had learners from Gugulethu competing against learners from Bosnia-Herzegovina. We had learners from Chatsworth competing with learners from South Korea. So your learners will get more of a world perspective. And then obviously our mobile applications, which we'll also introduce throughout the year. Even from grade 1, there's mobile applications that your learners can start using. I'm not going to show this video because it kind of repeats. That's me. There's some of my contact details. So if there's, and let's go to the chat. Yeah, there's, okay, Kelly, will you send the link for people that want to join? You can join me now. Okay, I see you've already joined it. Send it there. Yeah, that question, okay, Kelly has answered that. I think we will be looking at the chatbot, and if it gets necessary, Kelly, I think we can commit to maybe regular meetings like this, maybe every week or second week. We'll see how things go next term. But the chatbot is important to get there and to start communicating with us via that. Yeah, the recording, Simpiwe is recording at the HQ office, so we'll try and send that to you latest tomorrow. Yeah, if you want to receive future emails, you need to at least join our newsletter. I'll put my email address. If you just want to join and find news, but don't want to register for this program, I'll give you this is my email address, sorry. I'll show it on the screen now. It's on the top left hand. Email me and I'll send you an invite to we have a newsletter that we post every morning from news that's happening across the world. Where can we get information? Kelly, you've joined, you've answered that. If your grade has changed, just re-register. I'm sure you can do that on the chatbot as well. Just add a grade there, or send me an email. I'll give you advice. It's not a train smash. That can be solved very quickly. Okay, it seems like there's no more other questions. Kelly, any other comments from your side? This is
Hey,
okay,
okay, there we go. Hello.
Sorry. Hi.
Sorry. Okay, so those of you who want to join the WhatsApp chatbot, you have to click on that link over there, up at the top, or you type it in your phone. So if you type that bit.ly/tangible new, then it will bring you to the chatbot, and it will open it up for you. But you can also email and we will add you.
Yeah, I'm also giving my email address again. If you have any uncertainty, just email us. For us, it's important to get as many as possible people going.
If you are also sorry, if you know somebody who's already got the tangible chatbot, they can share the contact with you. And then if you open up the contact and you tap new, it will open up your new registration. So if you have somebody who's already joined to the program, then they can just share the contact with you.
On the workshops, the focus of this project is the lessons that we send out that we believe are easy enough to follow. So we haven't planned any specific workshops, but we'll obviously monitor how that goes next term. But we really hope that the lessons are easy enough to follow for a teacher. Workshops makes it very difficult to scale, etc. But we will monitor next term. Can I ask a big favor? We want to do a press release this afternoon about the chatbot. The reason for the press release is we've got about 2,100 teachers that have registered. We really want at least 10,000. So we need to get the story out. So if any one of you wants to send me a quote about how you feel about the lessons, how do you feel about the chatbot, obviously positive. You can be constructive, but I won't use that. Constructive criticism is welcome, but I won't use that in a press release. But yeah, we'd like to 2 or 3 quotes from teachers across the country that we can put in the press release. We're hoping to send it out to the press this afternoon or early tomorrow morning. So if you can just send that to my email address, Khopotso. I'm not sure why you put that there. Can you email us with what your reason are? What assistance you need, please? I've got your number there, but I'm not sure what to do with it. So we can assist you to get the chatbot going, etc. And we're asking nicely if 2 or 3 of you can send me an email with some quote or comment about the project and bigger project, but also about the chatbot, if you've played with it. My wife said it's cool, but I can't quote my wife. That won't be good. So I need someone else to say something about what they think about the chatbot. Sorry, Khopotso? You can try and talk.
I would really like to join your WhatsApp, so I don't know where to get that link.
Yeah, as we said, can you email?
Okay, I'll do so. I got your
email to John. Yeah, then we can give you. It's easier.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And then please, if you have any avenue of broadcasting this and getting more teachers on board, I'm very transparent about this. We're doing the lessons for the first term on own cost. Now, you might think we're just sending it by email, but this just chatbot is costing us some money. And then paying teachers to develop the lessons are costing us money. So we need to get as many as possible people on board so that we can convince corporates to take this right through the year. There's already a lot of interest, so I'm not scared that it will die. But the more people we can get on board, the longer this can run and the more impact it can have. So if you need a press release that you can send to your local newspapers or whatever, contact me, we'll forward it to you. Any last? Yeah, anyone that wants to join, okay, Kelly is again given the link there for the chatbot, or just email me or Kelly. Any last comments? Okay. I trust you have a good holiday. My wife's been in teaching for 30 years, so I know exactly where you are now. And I'm really proud that you joined this meeting so close to the holidays. And let's be ready to start with a bang next semester and make an impact across the country. Thank you very much for being part of this. Last word from you, Kelly?
No, I'm also just happy to see teachers online. It means that you guys are positive and want to implement the stuff in your class. So it's awesome. Great. to see.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend. A good holiday. It's not just a weekend, it's a good holiday. Enjoy it. I'm also on holiday from tomorrow. Okay.